The first example that we have here is kind of a simple example of a rational expression. We have a monomial 3x to the 7th power divided by 2x to the 4th power, another monomial. And our instructions are we want to first of all simplify it, and then we want to see if there are any x values that make the expression undefined. And what you have to remember is when we're dealing with a rational expression, and remember the word rational means fraction, if you think back to fractions, one of the problems that we have with fractions is you can't divide by 0, so you can't have a 0 in the denominator. So we'll look at that and see if there's a case or a scenario where we can have 0 in the denominator, and if so, that would make this expression undefined. But first of all, we want to go back and look at how that we can simplify this thing. So to simplify it, what we want to do is we want to first consider the coefficients 3 and 2. And you always start with those, and you want to see if you can reduce those. And in this case, we can't. So we're still going to have the coefficients 3 over 2. But then we want to look at the bases of our variables. And we have the same base, x to the 7th power and x to the 4th power. And remember, we're doing division, so we're dividing x to the 7th by x to the 4th. And the exponent rule says we take what's on top and its power and subtract off the power of the exponent on the bottom. And so when we do that, we simplify, and that gives us 3x to the 7 minus 4 is 3 divided by 2. All right, so we've taken care of the simplifying process. We simplified it. That's as simplified as it can be. Now we want to go back and we want to consider our denominator, 2x to the 4th power. And we want to figure out if it can equal 0. So we're going to set it equal to 0. And we want to see if there's any scenario or any case where this could be equal to 0. And in this case, if you look at it, the only way that 2x to the 4th power could be equal to 0 is if x equals 0. So if we did that, that would give us a 0 on the bottom, and that would make this undefined. So what we would have to say is once we got our answer simplified, then we'd have to add the provision to it, a comma after it, if you will, and we'd have to say that x cannot equal 0, because if it does, remember it's going to be undefined.